Okay. So you know how we say the vector goes brrr, right? Everyone does that. That's like the community term. I'm pretty sure it's like, put into the Division Bible or whatever. Whenever you talk about a vector, whether it be Division 1 or Division 2, you always say the vector go brrr. Well, that's the case for this new exotic SMG, the Ouroboros, I believe is how you say it. And this thing, holy guacamole. Before we even get into it, just check this out. All right, quick test just to show you how insanely fast this is. Shoot your rock and roll. Switch over. Look at that. 1 point what is that? 1,026,000? Yeah, 1,026,000. What is that? 1.2 million. You see that? 1.2 million per bullet. Per bullet. Let's get into this. Yeah, that is ridiculous. 1.26 million damage per bullet at over 1800 RPMs. It, it is some next level DPS, I'm telling you. And we have 900k armor. I don't know. I don't know. This is going to be one of the hardest hitting builds like ever made. It the fastest burst damage in the game, I guess. I don't know. It's it's actually mind blowing how much DPS this build actually has. Now this is going to be a full build breakdown and gameplay, so I hope you enjoy. But this is going to be your Ouroboros striker build. So yeah, enjoy. What's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video. So sit back, relax, grab that popcorn. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But I did it. Everyone was saying there are 3 different builds you want to see with the Ouroboros, and this is going to be build number 1. So when we were in my live stream going over all of the PTFs, we were talking about 3 different builds to try out with the Ouroboros. The first one everyone wants to see is Striker. So this is a full maxed out everything Striker build. The next one is Umbra. So the next video I'll do tomorrow will be the Umbra Ouroboros. And then the last one was Hunter's Fury. Everyone wants to see what it would look like with Hunter's Fury. So you ask and I deliver. So again, if you want to see any other things, builds from the PTS, let me know now. That way I can get it ready and show it to you. Because what I do during the PTS is I record everything I can as quickly as I can. That way I can show you over the next couple weeks every little thing that you can do with all of this new stuff coming in a year 5 season 2. Now remember, all of this is the PTS, so we are in the public test server, and that means that things are subject to change. I'm just showing you what it is right now, and then if they were to change it, we'll pivot. Anyways, let's get into it. All right. So here's your build breakdown, and this is going to be the hardest hitting version that you're going to be able to get. We are critting at over, what is it, like a million, what was it, a million 60 to the chest, and then like 1.26 to the head. And that's with max stacks, but you're able to get that with the rock and roll. Yeah, this thing is dirty. I love this build. It's not my, obviously, Striker is not one of my go tos, but just listening to this weapon is intoxicating. That's the only way I can put it. It is really, really fun to use and listen to. Like, I've always been a big Vector fan, and this just seems to be the cream of the crop. Like, this is the best Vector we will ever have. Now, I'm not even using any of the status effects or anything at all. I'm really not even using this talent. I don't care about the talent. The fact that it has damage targets at a cover, a high magazine size, and this ridiculously high RPM, it's good enough for me. Now, a lot of people were saying they wanted to see what it is like against the other vectors. So, like I said, as long as you reach out to me and ask, I'll do it. Okay. So let's check it out versus the. We'll do side by side. So we'll do Ouroboros versus the 45 ACP. So you can see right here that the Dark Winter, which is a named 45 ACP, has the exact same base damage, and that's about it. It has a lower magazine size and it has a hella lower RPM. It's ridiculous. But this one, you can see side by side the exact same everything. It has the same total damage, but the Ouroboros is just that much better. And if you like using the Vector 45 ACP, like, come on, you're going to be able to do the exact same damage at nearly 500 RPM more and with a bigger magazine size. Like, get the hell, get out of here. I don't even care about the status effect talent. It's such a good weapon just on paper. Now, for the other comparison, here is a Vector 9mm. Now, the Vector 9mm actually had the same RPM as the 45 ACP, but it had this one has a lower magazine size, but a higher total damage. So this one actually has a higher, base damage than the Ouroboros, but look at the RPM. It's lower almost by 500, and the magazine size is only 39 compared to 50. So, I mean, it's a clear winner, this new exotic. Now, going back to what it would look like without the expertise. So this is just a plain old Ouroboros that you would get off the street, and it would only do 93k total damage. So I'm at 102.7. You know why? Because I had to. I mean, let's be real. I have to show you the best of the best. Now, looking at this overall, let's start off at the top. I am using the gunner specialization. And yes, I maxed out the expertise on this bad boy too, just because. The reason why I'm using the gunner is I want to use the Banshee Pulse. I like using that for crowd control. And also I get armor on kill, which will help my survivability. And it also gives me more RPM, right? I'm pretty sure it also gives me more RPM. We'll check out the passive talent here in a second. But I'm using the gunner specialization. You can use whatever it is you want. It truly doesn't matter. Now, as far as the secondary, I highly recommend that you use either a rock and roll shotgun or the normal variant of that. Or you could use a lefty. It doesn't matter. As long as it is a ACS 12 shotgun, that way you can get that high RPM, because remember, the shotgun shoots out all of those pellets, and each pellet will help out your striker stacks. So instead of having to shoot 200 times at an enemy to get your full stacks, you can shoot an enemy maybe 40 times and get full stacks. I mean, maybe 35, to be honest with you. This thing's amazing. So just use this. Yeah, you're at full stacks. Switch over to your Ouroboros, and you're just melting everything for days, kid, for days. Now, the sidearm doesn't matter. Use whatever you want. But as far as the combination, obviously with this being Striker or Heartbreaker or anything that you need stacks, you want to use the ACS 12 or the Rock and Roll Shotgun. I like the Rock and Roll Shotgun because it comes with that higher magazine size, and for the PTS, I went ahead and rolled magazine size on the bottom attribute just to get even more out of it. Okay, so you've seen that. Let's talk about this bad mamma jamma. Now, it is a folded vector, which is pretty funny. It has this little charm at the, at the front of it, whatever, and it has that cool drum mag. I like this a lot. Now, as far as the attachments, you get crit hit damage from the optic, you get crit chance from the bottom grip, and you get rate of fire on that muzzle. Like, get out of here. Plus the reload speed. I didn't even look at the reload speed. So hold on, let's compare that to the other vectors. Yeah, and it has a faster reload speed. Bro. Oh, get out of here, man. It has a faster reload speed to both of them. Instead of 1.6, it's 1.3 seconds. So you have a higher rate of fire, you have a higher magazine size, you have an equivalent base damage to the Vector 45, but you have a faster reload speed. Like, come on, man. This thing is ridiculously strong. Now, as far as that talent, I'm not going to be utilizing it, but let's talk about it, shall we? It's called Rule Them All. When the agent has a status effect applied to them, that means an enemy does that to me. So if I get burned or riot foamed or whatever, and I reload my magazine, I will get 50% of that next magazine, that status effect. So if they blind me and then I reload, I'll have blind bullets. If they burn me and I reload, I get burn bullets. So on and so forth. Now, I was showing a whole video breaking down how you can apply the status effect to yourself and get those type of status affected bullets. But we're not going to be doing that with this video. We're just going to be using the weapon as is, and if the enemies put me on a status, then so be it. Now let's talk about the build. This is pretty cookie cutter. I mean, let's be real. There's only so many ways of getting Striker to hit the hardest, and this is it. You're going to get the highest hitting crits from this combination. There's no other way with Striker. Because you get 200 stacks from the chest, right? So right there, that's 200% damage. And it's 200% because we're wearing the backpack, which means every stack is 1% damage. So right off the bat, we're at 200, okay? Then you factor in the coyotes. Well, we're going to be up close and personal, right? So we're going to have that 25% crit hit damage applied to our build. Well, plus 25%, I mean, we're already at 177. So you're adding another 25%. You're looking, that's what, 202.8, so 203. I mean, we're at, and that's at 53 crit chance. So we're over half of our bullets critting at over 200% crit hit damage, right? And then you get the 200% damage from the Striker. So we're basically taking the hardest hitting, fastest firing, most rounds in the magazine vector, and we're putting the hardest hitting build together for it, is what we're doing here. And that's why you're going to, you saw the 1.2 million to the head just in the range. So I'll show you the gameplay after this build breakdown. Now that I did a quick overview, I just want you to note a disclaimer. Everything's maxed out fully. So this is the top of the top, okay? So that's why I have that 900k armor, because I spec'd into each of my pieces of gear, and each gear piece has armor associated with that. Now, it's not 24% total armor. That's not it. It's 24% armor on each item. So, for example, my Coyote's mask, you can see in the top right next to where it says PTS, it says 80k armor. So that 24% expertise is 24% of that 80k. So that's how you get those numbers, which segue into this Coyote's mask. Now, this Coyote's mask is maxed out. However, my mods are not. So I am missing, I think, 0.3% crit or something like that, because they don't give you all max mods in the PTS. And my PC character is only shade level 1100, so I don't have all max mods either. So you could get this to hit maybe 1.3 million per bullet. Who knows? Now, with that said, let's look at these attributes. Coyote's mask, max weapon damage for the core, max crit chance, crit damage, and then 11.9 on that crit damage mod. Now, the talent pack instincts. It's all based off of your range from your enemy. So if you're hitting an enemy up close and personal, you're going to get all that crit damage. If you're hitting them at mid range, you're going to get crit chance and crit damage. And then if you're hitting them at long range, you're just getting straight crit chance. Now with me, I'm running and gunning. I'm using this close and personal, so I'm going to get that crit hit damage. Bye-bye. And it's badass, mine. It's badass, mine. You know what I'm saying? All right, so Striker, okay? Striker gear set bonuses. We get weapon handling. We get the rate of fire, which is what we want. Yeah, bye-bye. But then we also get Striker's Gamble. That is the 4-piece talent. Now, because I'm using the chest piece and the backpack, that means that I can stack up to 200%, and that's it. Just stick there. You are losing stacks per second when you get that high. So once you get that high, you have to keep hitting the enemy or you're going to end up losing those stacks. And then the best way to get to max stacks fast is by using that shotgun. Now, looking at the attributes for all of these striker pieces, we're going to do max weapon damage, crit damage on everything. So that was the chest piece, backpack, max weapon damage, crit damage. But again, you see the 11.9 for that mod. Gloves, again, weapon damage, crit damage. And then knee pads, again, weapon damage and crit hit damage. Now, I went with Grupo. The reason why I went with Grupo is because this is a crit build. You're using the Coyote's Mask for crit, so you want to spec into crit. Now, if you want a all multiplicatives build, that would be a different story. But for this one, we're going crit. Crit everything all day. And that's how we're getting over 200% crit hit damage. It's because of this Grupo holster. So we get crit hit damage from the brand set bonus, and we have crit chance and crit hit damage for the attributes. And that's how you get it. Now I'm using the Banshee Pulse to do crowd control, and I'm using the Striker drone to get them off my back. Finishing up with the stats. We're at, what is that? 102.7k weapon damage, 53 crit chance, 177 crit hit damage. But again, that'll go up to what, 202 whenever I do, or hold on. Yeah, 202, 202.8, so just under 203. And then we have 70 headshot. And then don't forget about that damage to targets at a cover. Looking at the offensive tab, this thing's stupid dirty. 124 on the all weapons damage and 30 on the SMG. So we're already at 154% just by sitting here. It's ridiculous. Defensive tab, we're at 900k armor, 90k armor on kill, 330k health, and then 10% explosive and hazard, but that's due to my watch level. So here's my disclaimer for all my build videos. Oop, come on, there we go. It's starting to lag a little bit. All right, I am shade level 1116. That means all these boxes are maxed out 50-50. So if you are at or above shade level 1000 and you copy and paste my build, you'll get the exact same numbers and results. However, if you are below shade level 1000, some of these boxes are not going to be maxed out. Therefore, some of your numbers might be lower. It's okay. It's still a really fun build to use. But just remember, you get the most out of your build when you're over shade level 1000. Now, that also goes with the expertise. I max this sucker out because I'm in the PTS. But in reality, I would only max out the weapon and the skills. That's how you get the most out of your build. I wouldn't really max out all the gear items. It's not worth it when it comes to materials, but I wanted to show you what it looks like with everything maxed out. It's pretty neat, right? But in reality, I'm going to max out the weapons like I always do and max out the skills because those are the most important things in your build. All right. And that is it, everyone. This is the hardest hitting Ouroboros, and I hope you enjoy the gameplay. So, like they say, you know, take care now. Bye-bye, then. I'll see you in the next one. Hit that like, subscribe, and yeah, take care, everyone. Peace out, and like they say, roll that footage. Yeah. All right, Lincoln Memorial on Heroic. Here we go. It's going to be your gameplay for the Ouroboros. This thing is nasty. Now, I hope you enjoy the gameplay. I did put it on the lowest possible settings so that I can actually play the PTS. It has been very laggy the entire time, but if I put it on the lowest settings and have nothing else on, it's not as laggy, but it is very, very laggy. I tried out the normal live game, and it's not lagging, so it's definitely the PTS. But trying to find ways of making it less frame drops, because you can see it's still dropping frames and it's still slow and it still has these hiccups, but it's not as bad. I know a lot of people were trying to say that it's because there's too many people in the PTS, and it nearly made me spit out my coffee. Because, to be honest, they only do one phase of the PTS because no one ever really plays it. It is nowhere near as packed as people think it is. I mean, let's be real. There's really not that many on the normal game on PC, let alone the PTS. Nice. That was a good one. That was pretty cool. Oh yeah, that was cool too. I mean, we're doing some crazy damage. Oh, dude, these elites have no chance. Oh my gosh. No chance. How did he get me with that? Oh my gosh. It's crazy how good he is with that grenade launcher. There we go. Alright. And you could see right there I was at max stacks for a second, but it's starting to go down now. I mean, I'm still at, what, 160 right now? 150? Alright. It's a little more manageable. We'll just have to play the PTS on the lowest settings. It's alright. Not a big deal. Just as long as I can play it, I just want to test all this stuff. That's the only thing. As long as I can test it, I'll be alright. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That is ridiculous. Oh my. I just ran through that. Holy crap. Dude. That was quick. And I was even able to beam him. I mean, I took more damage out of that dude's backpack blowing up on the ground than I did anything. Dang. That was cool. I like it. I mean, everything's a little more blocky, but it's doable. I can play. Just makes me feel like I need to get one of those holy crap editions. Dude. They don't even have a chance. Oh, I was shooting his corpse. That's not fair. That's not fair. There we go. Now we're able to play. I'm digging it. This build is stupid. This build is stupid. And you don't have to worry about losing the amplified damage like the Lady Death. This is just crazy fun. It's just automatic, just burst damage, just brrr, and then they're dead. The vector goes what? The vector goes brrr. Oh my gosh. They don't even have a chance. Yep. Come on. Oh my gosh. We are flying. We are flying. Let me know if you can tell the difference between this quality of video and earlier, because I had to put it on the lowest possible, but it's working. It's still laggy, but it's not nearly as bad. I can play it. All right, here we go, boss. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That was one magazine. Oh my gosh. Dude. Dude. Yo. Oh my gosh. I didn't even let him really hit the ground. That might have been one of my fastest runs without a Lady Death. Dang, dude. That was good. That was good. I love this weapon. I love this weapon. This is going to be my new favorite weapon in the game. Dude, the base, the burst damage. Ridiculous. Took me 6 minutes flat. Wow, dude. 6 minutes flat. Let's go. All right. Take care now. Bye-bye then. I'm Kamikazevondoom. Hit that like, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Have a good day. Peace out.